last year when Final Fantasy 16 launched, remember that a few weeks after launch, they announced that they've hit 3 million sales? And then crickets. Nothing after the 3 million mark. And then the game came out on PC. I would think we'd have the 4 or 5 million announcement with the PC release, right? I knew something was up when they didn't announce any updated sales numbers. And I was right. Final Fantasy 16 extremely underperformed on PC. Sold only 289,000 units since launch. This is what happens when you play the timed exclusive game in current year. All the hype for the game is dead. Everyone who was interested either already got it on PS5, or they watched a streamer play it, or they just, they said, oh yeah, I'll get it when it comes to PC, and then they forgot, or they saw the game wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Like, it could be any number of things. This isn't 2000 anymore, Squeenix. Decades ago, when there were less games coming out, less good games, that's for sure. But back when major studios had a release every 5 years instead of like current year where they release a mainline entry every fucking year, plus 3 spin-offs and plus DLC, plus battle passes. 20 years ago, a game could maintain hype for a few years. Nowadays, you got months. You got 1 or 2 months tops, and everyone fucking forgets about your game. There are exceptions. If you make a genre-defining masterpiece, you could release that on other platforms years later, and people will still buy it. Look at Skyrim. For all the memeing we do on Bethesda, Skyrim is a masterpiece. It is. Bugs and all. I actually enjoy the game even without mods. I mean, yes, the mods make it better, but I think it's pretty good, even without mods. Like Skyrim's, I mean, it's not as good as Morrowind, but it's still pretty good. There's a reason that every time they port Skyrim to yet another system, they get millions of sales again. Final Fantasy 16 is no Skyrim. Final Fantasy 16 is no Elden Ring. Most of the people I talked to completely forgot this game even came out on PC. And yeah, part of the fault is Squeenix for not really advertising it. The only reason I knew it was coming out was because Steam actually advertised it. Like the 2 or 3 days after it came out, it was actually the recommended game on my Steam homepage. But I didn't care. Just like all these other games, I watched live streamers play it, and it's just, okay, graphically, it actually looks pretty good. It looks great. Like I especially love the world, the art design of the world and the landscapes and everything. Top tier. But that's like all I liked about it. The combat just looks like button mashing. Yeah, the story, it had a lot to be desired. I just didn't care. Like I got everything I needed by watching live streamers. And once again, every time I watch someone play Elden Ring, I want to pick up and play Elden Ring. I have the desire to play the game myself. I don't get that from this game. Squeenix launched Final Fantasy 16 exclusively on the Piss Nickel in mid-current year -1. The sales were pretty good, given it launched on a single console. Yeah, it took them how many months to break 3 million? Pretty good. So let's compare that, actually. Spider-Man 2 also launched only on the Piss Nickel. It got to 10 million, didn't it? Final Fantasy should be as big of a brand, you know? Like, why are you failing, man? Why are you failing? Squeenix has always had high expectations of its franchises. Dude, at this point, I don't even think it's expectations. It's I don't think the game broke even. I think it needed at least 5-6 million to break even. It did not do that. No, this is one of those cases, like, it's not like the usual, like with Squeenix, where, unless the game sells 30 million copies, it's a flop. Oh, no, this game, I'm quite sure it lost money. I'm never going to know for sure because they're never going to give us the numbers. That's one of the things that pisses me off. Like a lot of these studios get so mad at all the baseless rumors and speculation. Well, show us the numbers and tell us the truth then. Oh, we can't do that. Well, until you do, we're going to believe the rumors and speculation then. So shut the fuck up. If you're sick of the rumors and speculation, why don't you counter it with the truth? It's actually very easy. So the gaming giant has finally released the game on PC in September to attract more players. However, the game seems to have severely underperformed on the platform, as it has sold only 289,000 units since its launch. Well, yes, that's because, again, everyone who wanted it either already played it or they saw that it wasn't even all that good, or they got what they wanted out of it by watching live streamers play it. Yeah, guys, you killed this game. Like you like I said earlier, the hype cycle for these games are generally just a few months. If you have a really good game, you could probably squeeze 2 or 3 months out of its hype cycle. That's right. Nobody bought Final Fantasy 16 because people don't want JRPGs, guys. Well, actually, in this case, it would be more. Oh, no one bought Final Fantasy 16. I guess people don't want ARPGs because that's what this game. This isn't a JRPG. It's an ARPG. This game has nothing to. I think Final Fantasy 15 started it, where they turned Final Fantasy from a classical turn-based JRPG to an action RPG. I'm one of them. I don't mind ARPGs, but I preferred Final Fantasy as a turn-based JRPG. I did. And going the action route actually killed the game for a lot of people. A lot of people who used to be Final Fantasy fans, they see this and they're like, the art style isn't Final Fantasy. I mean, again, the environments look good. The art style doesn't scream Final Fantasy to me. The combat doesn't scream Final Fantasy to me. Like it just, I wish there was a better way to put it into words, but when I saw this game, it does not feel like Final Fantasy to me. This could have been, oh yeah, this is like Japan's take on Game of Thrones. Oh, okay, that makes sense. But there's nothing in this game that makes me think Final Fantasy. Again, Final Fantasy fans will understand. It has none of the look and feel of Final Fantasy. Why it matters. Square Enix launched Final Fantasy 16 on PC after over a year, carrying the game's hype and ultimately hurting sales. Yeah, there's another game that's finally going to be launching on PC next year after being PlayStation exclusive. We'll see how well that one does. I keep seeing a lot of people claiming it's going to do way better, but I mean, I'll be honest, nobody is talking about Stellar Blade anymore outside of our echo chamber. And most of the people inside of our echo chamber already played it on PS5. So, I don't know. We'll see. Could be surprised, but I'm actually expecting similar numbers for Stellar Blade, especially when you got Nexon just knocking it out of the park with First Descendant. People who primarily would have been interested in Stellar Blade just because of the fan service, they could play First Descendant already. They don't need to wait for Stellar Blade. Yeah, I really do think that shift up really fucks this up. Now, you see, this is true. Stellar Blade was so better if they made it PC exclusive. Yeah, could you imagine if Shift Up marketed Stellar Blade? Like, they literally only released it on PC. And when they were asked, oh, is the game going to come to consoles? And Kim would have responded like, well, we wanted to release it on consoles, but they were demanding all sorts of censorship, and PC was the only platform we didn't have to censor. So boom, we're giving you guys everything you want uncensored. Man, they could have had so many more sales just by advertising it that way. But now instead they went exclusive with the one platform who's notorious for censorship. Gee, I wonder why sales kind of peaked and plateaued at 1 million. The game on launch peaked at just 27.5 thousand players on Steam, which is pretty low for a title as big as Final Fantasy 16. It would have been big a year ago. While low sales were expected, it seems like Squeenix has been disappointed yet again. So a new report revealed that there were no recent updates regarding the game's PC sales. The report also revealed that it has sold only 289,000 units on PC since launch in September, which is highly concerning given how massive the Steam players are. Steam players don't want a shitty console port sloppy seconds anymore. If the game launched on PC, it would have probably sold at least as much as it did on PS5. But you guys didn't want that, did you? I hope whatever money that PlayStation paid you was worth it. I hope they paid you millions in lost sales. Squeenix's operating income is down. Revenue has declined massively. The company also lost nearly $350 million. Yeah, it's kind of a disaster for them. Now, Squeenix has changed its strategies, moving towards multi-platform releases, so PC and Xbox launches are expected day one. It's about time. Also aims to bring many of its previous games to Xbox. This probably won't do them that much good because, let's be honest, Xbox at this point is just a platform. It's pretty much Xbox Game Pass. So, unless you're putting it on Game Pass, I don't know. That's not going to do you much good. So, delaying launch on PC doesn't seem to work anymore as it hurts the game's sales, which Squeenix has learned thoroughly. So, hopefully the company's new strategy will turn the tables in its favor. Yeah, you see that shift up? So when is your announcement that going forward you're going to be multi-platform? Although to their credit, they already did say that their new game that they haven't announced yet, that they did say it's going to be multi-platform. So they may have learned their lesson, but I just don't trust them because Stellar Blade was supposed to be multi-platform too. And then all of a sudden, once people got hyped for it, psych, PlayStation exclusive. So I don't think they're going to have very many people hyped for their shit until it's guaranteed that they're not going to bait and switch again. Now, what do you think of the game's performance on PC? I think this was to be expected. Yeah, congrats, Square Enix. You did it. Yeah, you finally learned a lesson that everyone else did 10 fucking years ago. Yay.